Hello and welcome to me in the shed again. Right, a Norway project. I was watching a couple of videos on YouTube, as you do, and I come across people using these wee chameleon flakes, colours and stuff. So I got myself some, and come on a wee pat like that, and that's my first wee try with them. Nice wee bowl, wee bit of decorative round the rim. So I'm going to do something else. So I tried that one out and first because I didn't want to put it on video until I get the hang of it. But it was straightforward. So what I see and what it's quite good. So I've got this bit of timber, unknown. I don't know what it is. It's 7 inches, and it's three. It's almost 3 by 3. Uh, I got this away during lockdown. I got this. There was a bad storm one night, and a few branches blew off this tree down in one of the residential homes down in Carrick. And so I went down with my chainsaw and done a wee bit of sawing and come home with a load of this here. I don't know what it is, but who cares? It's weed and it was free. So I'll bring you where am I? I'm all over the place today. Right. So there's it there. Uh, so I just thought it would make a wee vessel out of it. I'm not going in for a tall vase. Uh, well, I call it a vase or vase, whatever you want to call it. So we'll need to bring it to the round and then put a tenon on it on this end and put it in the chuck. At the minute, it's sitting between centres on two step centres, one in the chuck and one in the tailstock. So, happy days. We'll get the turning. As before, as always, I like to start the lathe up slowly, and I just stand to the side, let it get up to speed, and see if it's behaving itself, and that's not too bad. There's no vibration off the lathe. So that's running at 1236 RPMs. So get your change cameras. Get yourself situated in a good standing position and move across with your body, and make sure you have good stance and you don't need to move your feet. Then bring your tool to the piece and rub the bevel. So and when you lift the end of the tool up the ways, it'll start cutting. Okay, so my finger here just underneath it is guiding it for its diameter going in, and this one is just holding it down onto the tool rest. Okay, and then I'm going to move my body right across the tool rest and take a cut. And I'm just gonna get my skew chisel here and create my cannon with a small dovetail on it. Your chuck may be different. It may have straight jaws or it might have a dovetail on it. If it has a dovetail, then you want to cut a small dovetail on it to let it sit in the jaws properly. And if it's straight, you don't need to do that. Right, so just bringing my tailstock up, and then we'll tighten the chuck. So, what are we going to do this? Right. I think we'll just taper it down a wee bit. I'll make a wee. No, I've changed my mind. We're going to make a wee bud vase out of it. I think so. Well, a longish neck. So we'll take some of my timber, more timber off this, and then we'll start shaping it. So I'll continue using my spindle roughing gouge. Right, I think that's as far as I want to go with that. So we'll get my spindle gouge here. So we want to get some shape into this so we can tell what the bottom's going to be like. So okay, and then I'm going to try and keep it as big as possible. I don't want to take too much of it. Okay. We'll stop that and have a wee ganders at it. So slow the lathe down. You don't need to be going fast at this stage. Wind this back. I don't like to extend the quill too far into the piece in case it will get a catch and end up bending your quill and your tailstock. So go in about an inch or so and then wind it back, clear the shavings and move it to now. I want for the DeWalt one extension because it has hexagonal bottom on it, and it grips better in the chuck. Ooh, that's warm. Says me. Right. Do 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 do. We'll slide the whole tailstock forward. There's a problem. I'm going to have to widen that hole. And saying that, I could use a 25mm bit then. I was going to take that neck down a wee bit more, but I think I'll leave it. I need that. When you feel it getting tight, you want to withdraw the drill bit, because you could end up jamming it in there, you know, and that wouldn't be a good thing. Like so. And just as that happened, I got jammed, and now it won't turn either way. Gonna have to turn it by hand to see if I can free it up. Oh, how am I going to get this out? I wind it out a wee bit and then pull on it while turning it. Come on. It's really tight there. See, you never know what the timber's like inside, and when it's wet like that, it's a wee bit damp. That's what's doing that. That's tight as anything. No. It's good I caught that in camera, because it shows you that I'm not talking a load of nonsense. Right, I need to wind it out a wee bit more. Winding the quill out, letting the tailstock laid up the bed, and then we'll lock it up again, and there's to wind it back a bit more. You can see where it's caked right round that. It's well stuck. Yo, look at that. Cake solid. And that's what can happen if you go too far with your Forstner bit or any drill bit. Always bring it out and clear the shavings. Back out again. Holding on to the chuck while you retrieve it from the piece, because what could happen, your Jacob's tip could come out of the the tailstock, and then you would have this thing swinging around. I've seen that happen one night in the weed shed. Guy was demonstrating, and I got stuck, and when he retrieved the tailstock, it came out of the quill and started rounding all over the place. It came out like, I think it hit him. So you have to be careful. There's a whole lot of ways you can hurt yourself. Sorry, I need to blow on this. Blow these friggin' shavings out. Right, that's that. Right, that wee extension done the business. I was going to get the bigger one, and I decided I would just go with that one, because the bigger one I was looking at online didn't have the hexagonal end on it. It was a round end, and I wanted really this here. So I'm going to look for another one online and see if we can get a bit longer, because it helps keep it in the Jacob's chuck. I'm just going to put the live center back into tailstock. Give me a wee bit of support on the tip of that while I finish shaping. Now you have to remember here, you've drilled this hole right down there, so if you see daylight, you know you've gone too far. You know, so I want to keep the top flared out like that, so I want to take a wee bit off it, not an awful lot. You know, so I'm gonna measure that 25 mil calipers, so that I see what I have on the outside. So I'll know if I'm getting close to it. Ooh, and close. I'm glad I've done that. It must be wafer thin. Oh, that was a close call, Paul. That was a really close call. Right, I'm just going to use, don't know what the name for this tool is. Right. Right, I think I'll sand that up at that, and then we're going to do a wee bit of texturing and colouring to it. Right, that's how it sounded. It came up really nice. So up near the top, I'm just going to put a wee band, and I'm going to put some sort of texture into it. So somewhere here and here. Don't want to go through that, and then should have put a wee bit around the middle. Just going to burn those lines. I'm just going to put a sand sealer on this first, just to get it sealed, and then we'll do a wee bit of texturing with another new tool I bought over the weekend. It's a wee ball. A nice figure, not even though it's probably like a garden tree. Right, I'm going to just burn those lines again. Right, I'll just run the Stanley knife around those black lines, you see. Oh, make sure you're in the line before you put any pressure on it, or you end up. Right, that's that one done. Right. Just enough pressure to mark the masking tape so that it comes off. Oh, wasn't on the line there, Paul. And you can take that wee bit off, and it's still covered. But we want the color black, and that's why I put the black, burn the back lines in it, because that will help with any overrun. The black. Okay, and that looks all right. I paint that, and it'll be honky dory. Right. I've seen everybody using this black gesso, so I had to get myself some. And I've been trying to try it out all week, and it didn't come till yesterday afternoon. So I'll paint this on. This will now show up the texturing a wee bit. Now if you decide to go just with the black, that's okay. At this stage you don't have to colour it anymore or put anything else on it. But I have these wee flakes I seen Steve use on Sunday. Steve from SK Crafts. Good evening, Steve. And I liked what I seen and decided I would have to get some and try it. Uh, it's nice to be different and do things a wee bit different now and again instead of turning the bog standard bowl and goblet and stuff. I like to vary it a wee bit with color and texture and one thing about this dries very good, very quick, and it's very black. And so you're not worried about over uh, painting this because you've taped all the parts you don't want paint on. Right, so I need to dry, so it does. And before I can put this gilding adhesive on. Now, I've only used it once, and that was earlier to do this ROE bowl. And there's the wee bowl there. You can see the shimmering of the thing. It was just a wee piece of ice I had sitting, and decided to turn this wee small bowl from it to see. And I think it's just the right size and colour, and the band I think just sets it off. So I'm very pleased with what I see so far, considering the colours. Looking at okay, I think it's dry enough for to put the size on, or the gilding adhesive as it's called. Still a wee bit of transfer, but we'll go with it. It looks dry to me. It looks dry, so we'll do do. Right. I think I can't really see. I'll change cameras. It just looks all in one color in the camera, I think. I'm just looking at it and on the screen here, and don't know what way it's coming across. But it's very easy put on. I will say that. And all the wee bits flying around the air. it's ripping off where it's not taking all the tape off. Come on. That looks like it. It's a wee bit of black has run in just there. I might be able to fix that later when it's dry, but apart from that, it's all as it should be. If I can just get the start of this bit of paper. That one's good. Oh. Okay, that looks good. It looks bloody marvellous, I'll say. A wee bit of black on where it shouldn't be, but I can leave that and fix that later. Put it apart. Keep forgetting about yous. Put this back in the chuck. I just stuck that in there to keep it. That's okay. Not recommended. You put a finger in a hole and it's spinning. I just can't get that bit there. Wonder can I get it with this? It's not long enough. And the problem is here it'll want to spin like so. Put it in backwards, and once it flipped forward, so the backwards is now forward where I want it. You remember I said it was thin? Oh dear. Oh, you beauty. I just have to make it a bit smaller now. Oh dear. That's a bit of a blow. So it is. That wee bit of sand and just took that off. Right. There's nothing we can do with it now. Well, there is something we could do. We could make a top for it with another piece of timber and fit it over that. Will I do that, Paul? Thinking about it. I'm going to have to come a wee bit more off that there. It's just too thin. Still there. There's a wee crack there. Right. You see how easy that come off? Right, we have a bit of timber now. So we're going to do something with it. Right, we're going to do something. I'm here now, so I may as well do it. Okay. Better. Right, so we'll rough this down to the round quickly. Take it a wee bit deeper. Right, that'll do. Right, so I want to shape that. This be enough. We're making a wee jam chuck. Put this on so I can finish the top of that. Right. I need to take this down a wee bit now. This might stay. What if I put the step center in there? It's a wee bit. If I put that in with it, it'll hold that. Just to let it give me a wee bit of support while I. That should work. Just need to take this down a wee bit, just ahead here. When I was sanding the inside of the piece, I knew the wall was thin, but how thin it was, I didn't realise. So a wee bit of sanding made the top come off. So that's that done. So I got a wee bit of mahogany and turned a wee bit of that and glued it on the top, rather than just let lose the thing or try and make it shorter. It would look stupid if I had made it shorter, you know. So I saw her rough turned it and give it a wee sand and glued it on and left it overnight. So I just want to do a wee bit. Right, where's my wee Dremel? That's that done. And we'll tip that, cover that up again. Right, and we'll get our gesso and our wee paintbrush. Where's that wee paintbrush? Right. I won't take an awful lot for this. Just making sure that's soft. Just brushing that well in. Just keeping the theme going with the two bands on it. Even though this is a piece of mahogany, it'll still look alright. It was better than scrapping it. What's happening here? I think we'll get chance it and stick the wee, where's the wee brush for that? There's it there. Stick these on and we'll do that. Right, just set there a minute. And where did I put my bit of Formica? We'll just bring that line back in again. Okay, we'll take the tape off and hopefully we didn't get any bleed through. Looks good. Maybe a wee bit. Right, that's that. Just a wee bit of tape. I'll just mark out again with a Formica while it's okay. I'm happy with that. Just give it a I'm just going to give this a light coat of lacquer all over it. Just want to protect the chuck here. So This is the chestnut acrylic gloss lacquer. I don't think much of it. It seems to be you need to use an awful lot of it to get any type of coat on it. Right, that's that coated, so I'm going to let that sit in the chuck and dry, and hopefully it won't take too long and we'll get another coat on it. Meanwhile, okay guys, I've just given this 3 coats of lacquer. Used the chestnut product, and this is the acrylic gloss one. Uh, it's had 3 coats and it's still quite dull. I think it needs a couple of more. I was talking. If you remember to put your center point in your piece, when you still have it, you should be able to bring a tailstock up and find the center. And that seems to be it. I just want to push this tight against the chuck, and just putting the light pressure on it, and not putting. Let's see how that performs. It's not bad. There's a wee wobble on it, but for all I'm doing is taking the foot off, which will not really matter. So we just want to very lightly take small cuts to reduce the tannin. Just pick the cut up, nice and gentle. Undercut the bottom slightly. I'm not worried about cutting in the bottom because I have about a quarter of an inch of timber there, so I'm safe that way. And the finished piece, well, that's it done, you know. So I'd like to thank you all for coming over and watching the video, and I hope somebody found it helpful to them. A couple of wee mistakes in that as you've seen, I'm going to leave them in. If you're watching the video, I've left them in. A lot of people leave their mistakes out and don't tell you about them. But I liked to show what happens because anybody new to white turning will come across these problems, and everybody goes through the bottom of a bowl. I've done it 3 times in the 9 years I've been turning, and it's very easy done. And we order things like forcing your bits drilling through the neck of something when you've already done the outside. That's why you're better off in dulling your hole before you take your outside down, and then work with the thickness you have. I was done it the arse about face way. I done the outside first and then started drilling the hole. And I used the wrong size of forcener bit, and unfortunately it didn't work out. Probably if I hadn't sanded it as much, it probably would have stayed on. But it was wafer thin. If you pressed it, that would just collapse. So that's that done, and that will probably work out or better. So that's enough of me. Brendan, you'll be sitting watching us and you go, Paul, I love your wee stories. That's what he said to me one night. I love your wee stories at the end. It's just me waffling on. Brendan, So a senior comment made that here we go again. That arrived in the post today in this big box. Some weight in that system, I ended up being paying for the postage because the weight of that was something shocking. And so it's unboxed. I had it on the lathe uh, just roughly to see how the thing swings and get it off and on and see how it goes. So I'm looking forward to using that. So I am really, really, really looking forward to using that. So guys, thanks for you very much for taking the time out of your busy day and to watch the video. And please, if you like what you see, please consider subscribing. It'll help me get my numbers up, and it means a lot to me that people subscribe and then they're watching the videos. I probably do about try to do 2 a week, get 2 videos up during the week. I think the last one was the Vase, so I have this one ready to do download over the computer and take it in and edit it. I'll probably do that tonight. It'll probably be up maybe the night of tomorrow. So I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching and all the best and hope everybody's well. Okay, bye.